G'day guys, Butcher Benny T here with another video for you. Today I'm going to just do a basic full lamb breakdown using the bandsaw. I did one early on in the piece just using a handsaw and knives. This one I'm going to go through nice and slow and show you how I do it on the bandsaw. So before I start, I'll break him into the shoulders, loins and legs and chumps. So before I start, you can count between the ribs, I count between 5 and 6. When I'm using the bandsaw, I pretty well know where to go. So I'll whip the shoulders off and I'll whip the legs off for a start. Shoulders off. Take the legs off. You can feel for that joint in the vertebrae down there if you want, or I feel for this pin bone of his hip. And I just cut there, and normally you'll land in that joint in the vertebrae, like that. Snap that off, legs, loins, shoulders. Righto, so I'll do the shoulders first. I'll take these shanks off. So I'll set them up like that. I'll bring the saw through, straight through about there. So I'll take the shanks off for a start. Now I'll just cut that bit of breast off, and I'll take the end of the shank off and joint it. Like that, there's the two shanks, chuck them there. You'll see me put all these pieces up here. That's just where I put all the offcuts. I'll go through that, bone it out for sausages later on. Rightio, now for the shoulders, I'm just going to cut them into barbecue chops. For a start, I'll take the neck chops off. I'll probably get 4 or 5 neck chops. I'll take that first bit off, get rid of that, and then I'll cut 4 or 5 neck chops. Neck chops, you can leave that in a piece. I do it in the chops, put it in a stew. Good stuff. Right, now I want to split down this 4/4 straight down the middle there for a start. Like got 2 sides. Now what I do, I tip it up on its side a little bit, and I'll take that. There's a bit of gland and that in there. I'll take that out. Cleans him up there. Now I'll probably take 3 round bones. So you've got your round bone chops going that way. So I'll take those off, then you square it up and cut your square 4/4 chops. So I'll take these round bones off first. Three of those. You can see what I've got those at, so I'll cut those into barbecue chops now. Do the same to this. Take me 3 round bones. I'll take this bit of stuff off under the bottom here. Round bones. Now I'll cut the 4/4. Chops, chuck that bit over there. Now I'll do the legs. I'll take the chump chops off first. Where you see a bit of a dip in, it's hard to see on here, but there's a little dip off the leg there. sort of hollows in, the muscle rolls over and into there. That's about where you want to take your chump off. So if I go across about there, I'm going to be pretty close, and you should see a little ball joint in there. So we'll see how we go. A little bit long, but not too bad. Fix those chumps up in a minute. Split down the middle of the legs here. You can just split that with a knife if you wanted to, which we will do. That's this cartilage, so that'll just split down the middle, like that. Trim this bit of stuff off under him. There's a gland in there you'll take out. Another one on top here you'll take out. Like that. You can leave that full knuckle on. I take it off, so I'll cut through the tendon there, take that off. Trim out under this one. Take that bit of gland out there. Chuck that over there. Like that. Cut through that tendon. There we go. Now I'll just take that that knuckle off there, and then I'll joint it back here. There's 2 legs of lamb. If you wanted to, you could cut those in half. If you didn't have a very big family or whatever, you could just cut those in half and have 4 roasts, but I'll leave them as 2 bigger ones. Leave that chunk there. Now what we want to do, I want to split down the middle of this loin. So I'll go straight down the middle with the bandsaw. Then I'll take these ribs off, or the breast or flap. We'll take it off nice and square. So I'll just go through there and through there with the saw. Turn those into spare ribs. Now what we want to do, on the last rib, just mark down next to that. We'll try and keep it square. Mark that with a knife. Same as the last rib here, so the last rib ends up there, there's a bit of cartilage there. Mark that down there. So that'll be our loin chops, that'll be our cutlets. Loins. Right, now I'm going to tip this up on his edge. I want to take that chine bone off. You've probably seen me on other ones. Take that chine bone off. That way, when I go to cut these cutlets, we won't need a saw. So I'll just tip that up and cut that off. There we go. Same on this one. Now we'll be able to just cut those cutlets with our knife. So take this bit of fat off under there. We'll take this feather bone off here, off the back, and there's that bit of yellow paddywhack that I've spoken about before. We want to take that out. So just cut that out there. That's off on that. Chuck that over there. Now depending, you could leave this top bit of cover off on here and just cut your cutlets like that if you like the fat. I'm going to take a little bit off. So mark him square across, run your knife through there and just take that off. And there's this little bit of cartilage in here off his shoulder blade, which we'll just pull out. There it is there, that's just a bit of his shoulder blade. Now what we could do now, we could leave that as a rack. I could take those little intercostals out of there and leave it as a rack. Or what I'm going to do, I'm going to cut it into cutlets. So take that bit of bone off the end there, because that won't make a cutlet. Chuck that there. Then in between these, you should be able to just run your knife through nice and easy like that. And that one doesn't want to go, and she goes there. There's cutlets. Do the other one. Same again. take these, this bit of paddywhack out, chuck that over there. A little bit of fat under there, we'll get rid of that. Nice and square across there. Take that off there. Chuck that there. A little bit of cartilage in here again. There it is. Get that out. Flipping over. Bit of excess bone there we'll get rid of. And through between the ribs again. There's our other cutlets. Right, now we'll tidy these loin chops up. Just get this bit of fat out from under here. You'll notice I'm not even cutting that much. It's on a seam and it just sort of pushes out. You don't want to cut in there too much because you'll damage the muscle and cut into it. That's that. You can take that bit of stuff off the back there. I don't mind it, so I'm going to leave it there. Now mark, once again, you can just run these straight through the bandsaw, but I'm going to mark them with a knife. So, go through them. That one. This one as well. And I'll push this bit of fat out. Just there. Laying over. One. Cut these last couple a bit thicker rather than thinner. There's those. Right, I can do these, do the spare ribs now. Under the skirt there. Just trim that back and you'll see the join along there. It's a joining where the ribs join onto the brisket bone. Your knife will just go straight through that because it's only cartilage. So you can see how easy that knife went around there. Chuck that over there to be trimmed up later on. Grab this bit of bark, the red skin, grab it from the pointy end because if you try and grab it from that end and it'll just try and peel the meat off the bones. If you grab it from the pointy end, it'll come off easier. So grab onto that, pull it off, chuck that over there. And we just cut these ribs between the bones, or you can leave it in a piece like that. I'm going to cut it between the bones. So just like that. You have that lot of ribs. Same on this side. Just bring that bit of skirt back so you can expose that cartilage line at the bottom of the ribs. Knife in, straight around. Pretty easy. Same again, grab the pointy end. That'll just peel off. There it is. Straight off. Cut those ribs. There we go. And then onto the chump chops. Now, what you could do, you could just grab the bandsaw and just go zip, zip, take that tailbone out. But I like to go through the joint here. So bring your knife in under that bit of fillet. You can see I've just done it to there. If you open up a bit, you'll see there's a cartilage line. A bit hard to see on there, but you can see I've gone in the joint there. That'll just go through and straight down. There's one side off. And go on the other side. Feel for that again. That one's a bit tighter. Go up a bit. There he goes there. Straight out. There's his tailbone gone. Now what we want to do, we want to trim this bit of skirt off. There's a bit of skirt in there, we'll take that out. Okay, that's all good stuff for sausages, so chuck that aside. And just trim this fat from under it. Careful not to cut the fillet off. That's, if you're talking beef, that's your eye fillet there, because this is your rump steak in beef. Just trim that bit of fat, a little bland in there, get rid of that. Flipping it over, we'll cut four chops out of these. Like that. Same again, just pull that skirt can see I've cut it to there and then there's a seam. That'll just pull open and just cut it along there. Cut that off, that gland's come out. And just trim this fat off. Off there. And that. We cut 4 more out of this one. Just cut it off there. Rightio. Now that we've got them marked, I'll just run them through the saw. There we have it. I'll just take a minute, I'll set this up and we'll go over where it's come off the lamb, and I'll show you exactly how it's come. Rightio, so here's the full breakdown of the lamb. You can see with the shanks on either side there's his neck. Then we took the round bone chops off there into the barbecue or 4/4 chops, which that's all the shoulder. Then we moved on to the loin, and we had the cutlets which joined onto where the shoulders were. The ribs are in the middle, and the other cutlets. Loin chops join onto there. There's the 2 lots of loin chops. Chump chops, just there. And there's our 2 legs of lamb. And then of course we just had the offcuts. Rightio, so that was a basic breakdown of a full lamb. Hopefully it's easy enough to follow. A lot easier with a bandsaw than with a handsaw. If you've got the luxury of having one of those, otherwise have a look back on the one where I did without a bandsaw. Anyway, thanks for watching again. Like, share, subscribe if you haven't, and I'll see you next time. Cheers.